Hello and welcome to a 1v1 cast. Starting off, we have Crewfinity playing as the Kommando Knob, and we have PaperBaG playing as the Plague Champion. Map is going to be Ashes of Typhon. In fact, about the matchup itself on this map, I actually find this a bit of a difficult map to play the Plague Champion on, just because the lack of mobility on such a large map will actually play an effect in this game, I think. With the Plague Champion, ideally better suited for smaller maps, just given that he has low speed and has no, well, Chaos have a lack of mobility to begin with in terms of lack of transport, and Plague Champion even worse because you don't have that core worship or anything to teleport your units around like the Chaos Sorcerer. And me personally, I find this a bit of a difficult map to play the Plague Champion on, or a slightly harder map to play the Plague Champion on. But starting off, both players going for standard builds, or actually PaperBaG actually going for a double CSM build instead of a double Heretic build. So he's probably going to be grouping up quite a lot with the Plague Champion, and probably trying to force as many fights with Crewfinity as possible with these double CSM. Mainly trying to push on this right hand side, presumably, try and get some power bashes in. Crewfinity going for a double shooter build as well, and do actually have a 1v1 between the Kommando Knob and the Plague Champion. If the Plague Champion is behind green cover, he should be able to do okay here, but he's already taken quite a lot of damage when out in the open. The Kommando Knob looks like he might win. Kommando still has access to a stun bomb. You can actually see that he is still partially infiltrated, which does grant a 20% range damage reduction while partially detected. And Slug's going to be jumping in here. Heretic's also jumping in. Slug's going to get forced away straight away. Don't want any part of these Heretics. Double shooters need to focus down these Heretics though before they actually tie them up in melee. Heretics did actually were able to tie up that one squad in melee, but actually do switch over to this secondary squad instead. And I think that one squad should have focused down this squad up here, while the CSM forced melee on that second shooter boy squad down there. The CSM still going to carry on trying to melee down these shooter boys, and they should be able to win this fight fairly easy. CSM do quite well in melee against unupgraded shooters. I don't think the Knob makes that much of a difference in melee, but does grant these shooter boys a bit of extra bulkiness though, which allows them to stay in the melee fight for a little bit longer. But the CSM will be enough to force away these double shooters. Heretics back in base, back up to full models. Some Noise Marines already getting purchased here for a PaperBaG. Plague Champion also got forced away down here in this little skirmish between the Kommando Knob, but the CSM looked like they were able to overpower that Kommando Knob since he is back at base. Slugger Boys coming in though onto this contested, or not contested, on this natural VP here of Crewfinity, and the CSM will actually be forced to retreat away. These Sluggers will win in melee. They don't actually have their burner upgrade, but even still, even without that burner upgrade, they will still do very well in melee. Some looters here though, could be a dead CSM model. The amount of damage that looters do at point blank is the highest out of all setup teams, I believe. The multiplier for close range fire is much higher than any other squad if I'm remembering correctly, but they do actually have lower damage at longer range compared to short damage. So with looters, you want to be as close as possible for that extra DAC. Kommando Knob coming in does throw down a stun bomb. Stun bomb will potentially land on these Noise Marines, will land on Noise Marines that don't actually move there, and Shooter Boys will be free to fire. Once the stun bomb hits one model, it affects all the models. In fact, we actually have the Commando knife, the Assassin's knife here for the Kommando Knob. The Kommando Knob is very low right now. 14, it will go down, so the damage over time from that Plague Champion, very unfortunate since he just got that knife upgrade. Cacophony will go down, will prevent these Sluggers from forcing melee onto these Noise Marines, but Noise Marines still going to be retreating through them. Shooter Boys also doing a lot of damage. If Noise Marines go down, that's actually a massive loss there for a PaperBaG. Shooter Boys also now focusing down those CSM. CSM taking a lot of damage here. The Sluggers though very low right now, but they do actually land a special into these CSM, and that special will really help out. If the Sluggers actually stayed into that melee fight, they might have been able to wipe that Chaos Space Marine squad at risk of them also getting wiped themselves. Plague Champion forcing melee, does have the Blight Grenade upgrade coming in though, does throw it down on top of himself. He might actually go down, he will go down. That Blight Grenade on top of the range damage from these Shooter Boys in retreat will be a bit too much. Plague Champion also getting a level up as well upon death. Now level 2 CSM squad also here again, but looters coming in as well. A very bloody battle here between both players. The PaperBaG down the Noise Marine squad, down the Commander Crewfinity, down the Kommando Knob. And PaperBaG in control of a decent chunk of the map right now, but is lacking on the squads in comparison to Crewfinity, who's got double looters here. and PaperBaG will be forced to purchase either some grenade launcher heretics or some raptors or something. He actually needs something to interrupt these double looters, since he was relying on the noise marines earlier to just walk up to these looters. But still no upgrade for these sluggers here. I think the upgrade is really nice against Chaos or against any kind of heavy infantry race, especially since 2 of the models gain power melee. And you also get a 20% health boost on your sluggers, allowing them to actually stay in the fight for a little bit longer. And sluggers nearly level 2, they probably deserve that upgrade since they've done some decent damage. They've done a lot of work in that previous engagement. A big push here from Crewfinity. We'll need to be a bit careful though. Heretics and double CSM will be a bit too much for these double shooters to handle. Looters also going to set up, going to stop capping, but these heretics will be able to type that one squad. That one squad will be forced to retreat away. Heretics also going to be forced to retreat away. Looters set up onto the right hand side, the contested side, and if these CSM do walk forward, they will need to be careful. Some point blank looter damage could be pretty scary right now. Sluggers though, going to be very annoying. Going to get a decav onto this, onto this. Going dark and words here. Going for that victory point. Sluggers also stealthed here with Hide the Boys. Commando knob has been repurchased here. PaperBaG must know something's up, since that Shield Boy squad shouldn't be fighting by itself here. And here comes Sluggers. Heretics though coming in. These Heretics should be able to win against these Sluggers with the Aspiring Champion upgrade. Some looters also set up here as well. Touch of, oh wow, Touch of Nurgle will absolutely demolish those Slug. Wow, didn't expect that much damage, but Touch of Nurgle will actually demolish that Slugger Boy squad, and that's probably why you should have the burner upgrade. That extra health does come in very handy, especially against Touch of Nurgle Heretics. PaperBaG gonna be the first one, tech up to tier 2. Crewfinity does actually have enough power, is lacking on requisition right now, is 100 requisition behind, but the Commando knob repurchased. You can see the Assassin's Knife, can't really see it because of EPs in the way. But it does 70 melee DPS though. It also has the Assassinate ability, which you just saw there, taking down a second CSM model, 2 models down there from that Commando knob, also leveling up to level 2. Commando knob should also consider getting the better combat kit as well. Or even stick bombs as well. Stick bombs also work really well since you're going to be very close range. Stick bombs would be really good against these heretics. As soon as they charge in, you throw some stick bombs at your feet, step back slightly, and it's very effective against melee squads trying to force melee onto you. But the Commando knob, if you had the better combat kit, might be able to do okay here, but he's got some looters coming in to assist. Meanwhile, these looters over here just constantly bashing power. One generator down, a power node also going to go down as well. But that Commando knob is going to chase down these heretics. Is very low on HP right now. Better combat kit does grant a lot of HP regen. I think it's 3 HP regen per second, allowing the Commando knob to stay in the fight for much longer and to just engage and then back away and then engage again later on. Looter model going down to CSM. Now there's going to be a second generator going down, but the looters will need to focus down the CSM. I was taking down that one generator. They're actually focusing down the second generator. They're actually getting suppressed even though they're not actually getting focused down in particular. They're actually focusing the generator, but because they're standing next to the generator, they're actually getting suppressed. If they were to... okay, they're actually getting focused down now by the looters, and will be unable to force them away. Heretics trying to get a decap here onto this requisition point will be unsuccessful. Will be forced to retreat back to base by some shooters. Second looters though coming back in. The play champion is repurchased. Blight grenade gonna get thrown here, I'd imagine. No Blight grenade is going to get thrown, but we do actually have a Blood Crusher out for PaperBaG. Crewfinity is also tier 2. Could even see one of these looters be upgraded to a beamy Death Gun instead of the regular Death Gun as a source of AV. Could even see tank busters, and I'm not sure what Crewfinity himself is actually going to purchase. He hasn't got anything in tier 2 yet. He's actually buying some upgrades here for the Commando, but actually buys a better combat kit and stick bombs. You can see extra 100 health, an extra 75 energy, and 3 HP regen per second. Very effective upgrade, especially when you're upgrading to the melee Commando knob with that Assassin's Knife. And stick bombs will be very effective against heretics as well, or on some retreating CSM after you force melee onto them. 436 VPs, 242. Crewfinity in the lead of VPs right now. Blood Crusher is somewhat uncontested right now. We do actually have a beamy looter upgrade here. Beamy looter is doing a lot of damage, but do have a long cooldown between shots, so Blood Crusher will go away. Second shot should go off. There we go. 2 shots brings it down to 122. A lot of power behind each shot, but a long cooldown between each shot. There is also no slow as well on the beamy looter upgrade. If you want a vehicle stun, you can actually use stick bombs. Their stun bombs affect vehicles. So that would be a bad thing. The stick bomb's gonna get thrown down point blank, actually doing a chunk of damage there to that Blood Crusher, but not going to be enough to actually kill the Blood Crusher or enough to force it away. The regular looters getting forced away, Beamy looters being forced to run away from the CSM. CSM will be forced away, and Beamy looters will have to hide somewhere. That CSM squad actually going to lose a model there, play champion onto the left hand side, a bit uncontested right now in fact, with that Battle Spear and Blight Grenade. If a single shooter boy squad goes over there, they will probably struggle against that play champion, since he'll walk up to them with a Battle Spear and actually throw a grenade onto them. Kommando Nob will probably need to focus on that left hand side, since he can easily 1v1 that play champion with the assassins. In fact, play champion's going in for a power bash. Is a very risky decision. He's very close to base right now, but you will be able to finish off that one generator, and that's worth it. And these looters do need to be a little bit careful. Shooter boys also need to be a bit careful. Heretics will get suppressed here. In fact, that's actually a full retreat here as Blood Crusher comes in for a flank. Little model might go down. Shooter boy model might also go down. Blood Crusher still level 1. He's only killed about one model so far throughout this game, but has been applying a lot of pressure though to Crewfinity. The play champion forced to retreat away as well. Weird boy out on the field though, and we'll see how the Weird boy does. Heretics will need to be careful if they try and force melee onto a squad with the Weird boy on the field. You could actually see the warp vomit onto the Heretics, rendering them pretty much useless for the fight, since they'll get focused down so easily. Double CSM if the Weird boy can also get the warp vomit onto them as well. It's going to be very effective. And PaperBaG is actually purchasing a Dreadnought right now, and I'm not sure how well the Dreadnought's going to do, especially with Beamy looters on the field. Going to need to rely on the Blood Crusher to interrupt the Beamy looters, to allow Dreadnought to safely do what it needs to do. Heretics though going to take that Weird boy shot to the face. Weird boy shot does actually do plasma cannon damage. Not much plasma cannon damage, but it does do plasma cannon damage, so it's very effective against groups, especially against Heretics when they group up so tightly. Weird boy though taking a lot of damage. We need to regen up some health a little bit. And we do have that Chaos Dreadnought out of the field, that very bright green colour with a Slanesh icon as well, you can see on the banner here. Very colourful colour scheme here for PaperBaG. That Kommando Nob though going to struggle against this Blood Crusher. 1v1 is actually stealthed here, so the Blood Crusher shouldn't be able to see anyway. Meanwhile mid, play champion though taking a lot of damage, does actually land a Blight Grenade. These double shooters will go down though, just way too much DAC on retreat there. Shurbo squad will actually go down here, and that flame damage on retreat is just going to be a little bit too much there. Maybe not worth it to lose the Shooter Boy squad to kill the play champion, but Blight Grenade, very scary thing when it gets thrown onto your unit's best thing you can do is pretty much retreat as soon as it's about to get hit, you. We have double Beamy looters here. This Dreadnought's going to be extremely short-lived. In fact, that Beamy upgrade, or second Beamy upgrade coming in, and the Dreadnought not noticing it in time. And that is a rapidly dead Dreadnought. Didn't actually get to do much on the field other than kill a looter model and kill some shooters as well. But the Kommando Nob also went down in the duration of that fight as well. Crewfinity taking up to tier 3 as well. And Weird Boy going to warp vomit onto these Heretics, going to do a lot of damage. You can even see Zap get used onto them as well, but there's actually no damage other than the Weird Boy that's really effective against infantry here. We'd also have the CSM upgrading to the Mark of Khorne as well. Going to be extremely effective since Crewfinity actually has no melee on the field right now. Now that the Kommando Nob has gone down, we actually have the Eternal War upgrade coming in with the Aspiring Champion upgrade also getting built right now for this Chaos Space Marine squad as well. And these Khorne CSM so rapid, and will now make short work of this power node as well. Khorne CSM do upgrade to power melee chain axes. They do also have plasma damage as well with their sidearms, and they also have the melter pistol on the Aspiring Champion, so it's actually some soft AV. That Kommando Nob though taking a lot of damage. Stick bombs will be able to just barely save him there with that knockback, and Khorne CSM will be forced back to base. They do actually have slightly higher health regen here. You can see grants the squad of Battle Fury, giving them 1 HP regen per second while in combat, and also increases the squad overall of the CSM by 20%. Very effective upgrade there, especially since there's no suppression at all now for Crewfinity, and that was probably in response to the second Beamy looter taking down that Dreadnought to just get a Mark of Khorne CSM squad. No suppression other than these Shooter Boys with their big shooters right now, and ideally you don't want them to be relying on them for suppression at all time, especially when there's also a Heretic squad and a Barbspear play champion. You also need to be suppressed to keep them at bay as well. But Blood Crusher, still alive right now, has managed to survive even though there's been double BB looters on the field, has not suffered that same threat of the Dreadnought, or the same fate as that Dreadnought, and Blood Crusher is making its way down. Crewfinity though, I wonder what he's purchasing right now. He does actually have, he's actually going to go for knobs. Not sure how well knobs are going to work with Markercorn CSM and a Blood Crusher on the field. They might actually be able to do quite well together. The Blood Crusher able to scare off squads with its Demonic Roar. I can't remember the ability's name. I think it's called Demonic Roar, where it forces all the units in melee or in melee range of the Blood Crusher to actually walk away. But that, in combined with the power melee of these Markercorn CSM, might be a bit much for knobs, and also the Barbspear as well for the play champion. They could actually slow the knobs and just keep them at range instead. And the play champion could always upgrade to the Plague Fist as well, and use that to stun these knobs as well. But Heretic's going to take down this power node, and not power node, take down the power generator. Weird Boy is also here, but if he actually fires at the Heretics, he will even kill the power generator himself, since plasma cannon damage does do friendly fire damage at the same time. Suppression or Doom Blast there for the Heretics will miss. Nob's going to go into melee combat. This Weird Boy though, Touch of Nurgle is actually going to get this Weird Boy killed here. The Weird Boy is just not retreating whatsoever, and Nob's even going to get knocked back there. Touch of Nurgle, this game has been doing so well. 186 VPs to 191 though. That is a... Is that a dead Markercorn squad? No. What was that squad then? Was that the second CSM squad, which I've just forgotten about? Must have been. So the second CSM squad, the ones that were unupgraded, have actually gone down here for PaperBaG. Barbspear are going to slow down these Shooter Boys, or at least slow down part of the Shooter Boy squad. Double BB looters making their way towards mid. And we do actually have a looter tank to follow out these knobs, so these knobs are not going to have any upgrades on them since that looter tank is coming out. We could see some upgrades later. PaperBaG's also tier 3 as well. We could see some Chaos Terminators in response for these knobs as well. Mina and Garena though getting purchased for these knobs. Beamy Looters going to try and kite this Blood Crusher. If that squad didn't retreat away, they might have actually been able to stop this Blood Crusher and kill it. But because they retreated away, Blood Crusher was able to just focus down that other squad and be uncontested right now on 99 HP or 100 HP now. Level 2 Blood Crusher. Although it needs to get some worship support or get some repairs from either the play champion or the Heretic squad. Knobs, no knob leader, no huge hammers yet for them. I imagine that they are going to get in. PaperBaG's actually purchasing a Land Raider Phobos right now, which is a very interesting purchase. I might have thought Chaos Terminators, but then now the loot tank is on the field, although he hasn't seen it yet. A Land Raider would actually be a much better choice. You can see that Barbspear very effective against the knobs, just slowing them down to almost nothing. Blight Grenade, Play Champion is going to try and kite these knobs as much as possible and doing quite a lot of damage here to these knobs, given that he's only got tier 1 upgrades as well. That Lure Tank though, going to do a lot of damage to these Markercorn CSM. They're actually going to be able to finish off the cap and then retreat away. It doesn't look like they will lose a model at all on retreat. Lure Tank going to push forward, might even go for the power farm over here. It's quite vulnerable right now. 164 VPs to 145. Knobs can also easily fight this Blood Crusher. Blood Crusher will need to rely on its charge or on its roar to actually scare the knobs away, so it can actually protect itself. Knob's going to go in for a cap onto that natural VP here of PaperBaG. Loot Tank, meanwhile, going to make some work of this generator farm. Double beamy looters, though, will also help out with that quite a bit. That is one power node down, and you can see the Barbspear very effective against these knobs, just slowing them down. There's not much they can actually do against the Barbspear. The Barbspear's ability, the Bilious Discharge, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, slows by 80%, and then the regular Barbspear, the weapon itself, actually slows by 20% as a passive, so you are not going to move at all really, so not sure knobs are going to work out too well. If you had a War Truck to actually give the knobs some mobility so you can get them behind the Plague Champion or behind the Chaos Forces, that would work out really well. So you can transport them and avoid that Barbspear altogether. Touch of Nurgle on these Corn CSM, and that Loot Tank is doing a lot of damage to these CSM, and it will also be interesting to see how this Land Raider will work, given that there's the double beamy looters, but we do also have some chosen Plague Marines here for PaperBaG. A very nice choice against knobs on the field. Chosen Plague Marines were slightly buffed in the previous patch, or in patch 2.5, where they now have extra damage over time upon leveling. Shotgun upgrade is very nice for the Kommando up here, especially against the melee here of PaperBaG right now. Some stick bombs gonna get thrown down. Those are some dead Horn CSM right now. And we also have the rocket launch upgrade here for the Kommando. He will go down. Damage over time is going to be a bit too much, especially when he's not retreating away. The damage over time is heavy melee, so it's very effective on retreat. That loot tank though might also go down. Rear armor hit. Will actually go down. In fact, he lucky would actually have the angle there. There's some losses there for Crewfinity. Lost Kommando Nob, also lost his looter tank as well, but we still have the double beamy looters here, so this Land Raider will need to be a bit careful. Nobs will struggle against Land Raider as well, just because of the Dirge caster ability, where you can stun infantry around it. But Blood Crusher, there's that roar I was talking about, scares away the Nobs and splits them up, making it very difficult to actually kill the Blood Crusher or fight in melee. We actually have our Orks going to go down as well. Very weird to see so much tier 3 in a 1v1 game, but those rocks will hit that Land Raider hard, doing quite a lot of damage, but the Land Raider Phobos still on almost 1000 HP. Blood Pressure will probably get saved here. Dirge Caster needs to go off here. And there you go. Nobs are going to be struggling. Meanwhile, Chosen Plague Marines are still scaring off. Yeah, we do also have some sluggers here as well for Crewfinity. The Nobs taking so much damage, that stun is lasting for so long. And the Land Raider is driving in such a way it's actually path blocking these Nobs from being able to attack the Blood Crusher. In fact, the Nobs might even go down. Land Raider and Blood Crusher just needs one more hit there. It will go down. Some big losses here. Chosen Plague Marines also going to be forced away here. They were able to hold up Crewfinity for such a long time. And a second Heretic squad coming out here for PaperBaG. Imagine wants as much repair support for that Land Raider Phobos as possible. 108 VPs to 59. PaperBaG still low on VPs, or still slightly low on VPs right now. But it is now a triple cap against Crewfinity, and Crewfinity will be bleeding VPs down very quickly. These Beamy Looters, okay, they are actually set up. I thought they weren't set up there. Looters look like they might go down here. Looks like they might retreat away in time. In fact, I'm not sure what actually took them out. And that Land Raider Phobos will be able to barely scrape out there with 69 HP shooters. Gonna get tied up here by some Heretics in melee. Crewfinity is actually down to not really much. We do also have the Kommando Nob gain repurchase here as well. But that Land Raider, very risky to sit there with 69 HP. Could even see the Kommando Nob actually sneak over there and take him out. But 56 VPs to 59. Crewfinity very low on VPs right now. And it'd be interesting. PaperBaG, if he has Land Raider in one place and Chosen Plague Marines in the other, he should be able to hold, although Plague Champion with the Plague Fist as well and the Armored Pestilence should also be able to hold the VP by himself against these slugs. Blight Grenade getting it thrown down, and Pestilence Strike will also stop the sluggers from being able to fight back against the Plague Champion. Kommando Nob also getting into a sneaky cap here. We do actually see him throwing some stick bombs. He's also purchasing that rocket launch upgrade. Those Heretics will actually live. Some grenade launcher Heretics as well from the Sparring Champion. Going to actually go down, trying to focus down that Land Raider Phobos, just doing so much damage. Beamy Looters also going to be setting up. The Sluggers also going down to that Plague Marine, the Plague Champion. The Land Raider Phobos will go down, but Crewfinity is just lacking units right now. 42 VPs to 59. Blood Crusher should easily be able to interrupt these Beamy Looters here. Sure Boys could also try and path block it, but the Blood Crusher will just charge in instead. And that Blood Crusher has just been so obnoxious throughout this entire game. Level 3. Tank Busters will probably work a bit better against the Blood Crusher, since Tank Busters have no setup time at all. And PaperBaG will be able to hold that VP. He's also holding this VP. Chosen Plague Marines making their way to the natural there of Crewfinity, and Crew is getting a looter tank out, but looter tank isn't going to be coming out in time, as it's a 2-to-1 cap against them. 27 VPs to 25 VPs to 59. Looter tank now out in the field, but it might be too late. We also have some looters running backwards there, or facing backwards. That is some impressive little stretching going on there from that looter boy in particular. Looter tank might just walk in here. It's 2-0 cap now. VPs are just going down a bit too fast here, and this is actually going to be game.